Welcome back, guys, to our newly started mock beta solution series. And today we'll be solving dole out Cadbury. This was the third question that was asked in the mock beta to 2020. And this question, it actually got a lot of time limit exceeded error. So today we'll be trying a different approach. Okay, now moving on to the problem description. You are a teacher in reputed school. During celebration day, you are assigned a task to distribute Cadbury such that maximum children get the chocolate. You have a box full of Cadbury with different width and height. You can only distribute larger square shaped Cadbury. So if you have a Cadbury of length 10 and width 5, then you need to break Cadbury in 5 into 5 square and distribute to the first child. And okay, for starting, let's assume that we have a chocolate bar of size 2 into 4. Okay, assume that this is a chocolate bar. Now we have been told that we can only give a child in a chocolate bar in the shape of a square, and that too should be a larger square. So in 2 by 4, when the dimensions are 2 by 4, the largest that we can give, the largest square that we can provide is 2 by 2, right? So firstly, let's provide him with 2 by 2, and after that we'll be left with only this much chocolate bar, right? And right now our dimensions are again 2 into 2, and this is already a square. So if we have a chocolate bar in the shape of 2 into 4, then we can only give it to two students. Okay, now suppose we have a chocolate bar of dimensions 2 into 3. Now how many students can we give it? Firstly, we have to make the chocolate bar. First we have to give the largest square that we can make to the first student. Okay, then again we'll give, right now we can make the largest square, that is 2 into 2. So firstly we'll give a square, a chocolate bar of size 2 into 2 to the first student, and after that the chocolate bar will be left of this shape 1 into 2, right? Now what, suppose now we only have a chocolate bar in this with the dimensions of 1 into 2. Since again we can only give them in the shape of a square, so the largest square that we can make right now is 1 into 1. Okay, so we'll give 1 into 1 to one student, and after that we're left with again a square that is 1 into 1. Okay, so from why I'm showing this test case is because from this we have to create a few possibilities, a few logics for us. Now moving on to the test case, they will provide us with four lines: PQRS. P will denote the minimum length, Q will denote the maximum length, R will denote the minimum width, and S will denote the maximum width. Okay, so when the input is 5734, the output is 24. Why? Because they have matched all the values that are ranging from 5 to 7 to 3 to 4. Okay, the values of the length will be varying like this: 5, 6 and 7, and the values for the width is 3 and 4. Okay, so one chocolate bar is of shape 5 3, one chocolate bar is of shape 5 4, another one is of shape 6 3, and the next one is of shape 6 4, and then 7 3 and 7 4, and like that. Okay, so we have to calculate how many bars can we create for all of these, and the summation of all of them will be our answer. Okay, so firstly let's calculate for 5 by 3. Okay, for 5 by 3, the largest square that we can create is 3 into 3, right? So after, let's just add 1, and after that what will be the dimensions left? Sorry, they will be 3 by 2, right? And in 3 by 2, the largest square that we can create is 2 by 2. Okay, so if I add another one, so 1 plus 3 by 2 will be equal to 1 plus, after removing the chocolate bar that was of size 2 into 2, we'll be left with what? 1 into 2, right? Now we have to find a pattern here. What is that? Let's assume that 5 by 3, in 5 by 3, 5 was our length and 3 was our breadth. Okay, after removing the perfect square, after removing the largest square, what were our dimensions? It was 3 and 2. Okay, now how do we calculate it? If this was 5 was the length and 3 was the breadth, then after removing the perfect square, 3 became the length and 5 minus 3 became the breadth. Okay, so the suppose we had L and B beforehand, but after removing of after removing of square, after removing of largest square, I mean the new length, it will be equal to breadth. Right now I'm assuming that breadth is smaller than length. Okay, and the new breadth, it will be equal to L minus B. Okay, so basically what we need to do is we need to find which one of them is the minimum, 3, and that is the shape of the perfect square. And after that, the new length will become breadth and new breadth will become L minus B. Okay, now we have to do this for all the values that are 5 3, and after that 5 4, and if we keep on going, we'll continue it for 6 3 6 4 and 7 3 and 7 4. And after calculating the number of chocolate bar that we can distribute, we have to add them, and that will be our answer. So for this test case, our answer is 24. Okay, now how do we solve it? Before solving, we also need to find a few more patterns. Like, suppose if the length is equal to breadth, in any case, if length becomes equal to breadth, then we'll only increment our count with 1 and we'll end. Why? Because suppose no matter how large, if we have 100 into 100 size chocolate bar, we have a condition that we only must give the largest square. So the largest square that can be made is 100 into 100, and that will only be counted as 1. So we'll increment our count by 1, and all of this chocolate bar will disappear. So this is one of our condition. Okay, now what else will be our condition? Our breaking condition will be if the length or breadth any of them will become 0, then we'll break. Okay, now another thing, suppose length becomes 1. Okay, suppose we have a chocolate bar of shape 100 into 1. So assume that breadth here is 1, right? Then what we'll do, we'll increment our count with whatever the value of length was. I hope you're getting it fine, because since the bar is of shape only 1, sorry, the bar has only one value, sorry, the breadth has only one value. So since we need to break it into the root of 100 squares, what we can do is we can break that particular bar into 100 squares of the shape 1 into 1. So we'll increment our count with not 1 but with the length, and if b equals to 1, then the count will be equal to L. If in case length becomes 1, then we'll increment the count with the value of b. Okay, and now we are going to take this implementation that we came up with, we'll take it one step above. How? If we look at more options, at certain more examples, we'll find out that this is not true only for one. This is also true for, suppose we have the dimensions the form of L into B, and right now I'm assuming that L is larger than B. Okay, don't worry, we'll check it there. Okay, so L is larger than or equal to B. Okay, so the condition, this thing, it's actually we can actually increase this. If suppose if we check if L modulus B is equal to 0, if this is divisible, if you can divide L with the help of B, then the count shall be incremented with the value of what? Not L, not B, it should be incremented with the value of L divided by B. Okay, and as soon as we get this, we'll simply break. Okay, now let's take an example. Suppose we have a chocolate bar of dimensions 100 into 50. Okay, we can break this onto only two parts, right? 50 into 50, sorry, 50 into 50 and 50 into 50. Why? Because both of these value, they are divisible. 100 is divisible by 50, right? And after that, I increment my value with 100 divided by 50, that will give me 20, sorry, 2. And as soon as I get such a perfect divisible number, we'll break, because we'll get how much how much bars we can create. And these are few key points which will help you in avoiding TLE, because this can actually help you a lot in the long run. But even with all these small tricks, you might get a TLE. But now the main part, how to avoid it. For that, we'll be using hashing. This is sort of like a a written thing, that if you want to reduce time complexity, increase memory, because time and space, they are almost inversely proportional, right? So if you want to decrease time complexity, then you have to increase a little bit space complexity. So we'll be using hashing. The concept of hashing, in since I'm using Python, I'll be using dictionary. If you are using C++, you can use unordered map or map. If you are using Java, then there's hash table, hash map, sorry, right? Now let's move on to the coding part, and trust me, you are going to enjoy this. It's going to be very easy. but please do keep in mind our all of our base conditions. Okay, I'll just write them again. Firstly, the sorry, I actually let's just directly code them. Okay, so we have minlen, and let's take our input. It will be in form of input. The constraints told us that the value will vary from where to where, 0 to 1501. Okay, and similarly we have to calculate all these values, max len and min width and max width. Okay, now what, we'll create a dictionary. I'll just name it D. Okay, count, this is going to store all our answers since we have to form all the pairs. So for L in the range of min len, sorry, to max len plus 1, for width in the range of, because when we have the length like 4 5 6 and we had the width like 2 3, we have to calculate all the possible combinations like 4 1 4 2 5 1 5 2 6 1 6 2. So it's given that the complexity will almost actually go above n square. So now let's start. We'll again iterate from min width to max width plus 1. Okay, this shall be max len plus 1. Okay, now I'll be using some temporary variables because I don't want to change L and V with the help of which we are actually iterating. Okay, so this and C. This will store C. In C we will store the count of every particular bar, because the total answer is going to be sum of all those chocolate bars. So since we are calculating the chocolate bars individually, I'll store them in C, and after that I'll add them in the main count. All right, now I am going to use dictionary like this. If L and V, if instead of using L and V, I can simply use if TL or sorry TV. If with these keys, basically these will be acting as our keys. If these keys are present in the basically dictionary, then the value, the count of the number of chocolate bars, it shall be equal to D of TL comma TW. I hope you know dictionary works like in a key value pair. We'll be inserting the values in a dictionary like this. Suppose it will store value of 2 6. It maybe the answer shall maybe 4. It may have answer in the form of 3 4, then it will have a answer 5. Okay, whatever it is. So what we'll do is when we insert this key value in only O1 complexity, it will return us 4, right? It's like when you actually try to pick an element from an array, the complexity is order 1. That is what we are going to do here. We every time we find an answer, every time we find an answer for a particular length and width, and every time we find that's yeah, we have, if we had the length is 3 and the width is 5, then we actually got an answer of 4, which means if we have a length 3 and width 5, then we can create 4 chocolate bars. So we'll store it, and in future, in any future case, we might actually ever need it. And if we need it, we, instead of calculating that part again, we are simply going to use it because we have created it, we have already stored it. So that is what I'm going to do here. Suppose I have already calculated what how many chocolate bars I will have if I have length 2 and width 5. Okay, so instead of again going through the whole loop, the whole calculating path, I can simply use a dictionary and it will return me, yes, you have already solved this and this was your answer. And the complexity will be order 1, and this will help you reduce your time complexity by a lot. Okay, now else, suppose we were not able to find it, since when we were iterating first time, then we might have length 5 and width 3, right? So at the first time the dictionary is empty, we don't have anything, so we'll definitely come in else. Now when we come in else, what shall we do? We don't have to do with the major things. We'll start a loop, and the condition shall be while TL is not equal, while length is not equal to 0, or while width is not equal to 0. If any of them becomes equal to 0, we'll stop, right? Because it's not physically feasible that you have a chocolate bar of shape 50. As soon as we reduce, you can actually even make this condition true, infinite loop, because we are going to break when we find a certain power, when we are actually going to break inside the loop. So we can even make this infinite loop, we can even make this true. So it doesn't matter much now. So if I'll again check here, why I'm checking it here again, because you know I'll just basically copy this, because we'll actually come back, we'll actually repeat this loop again and again. So suppose the values are a lot large. We have max length, sorry, minimum length 2, and we have to calculate till 1400. We have min length, sorry, we have min width 5, and we have to calculate till 1200, right? So at certain stage we actually might have already solved what 5 and 100 will give me, right? Now, since we need to calculate, when we go forward, we'll need to calculate that same answer for suppose 1250 and sorry, 1000 and 1250, right? So maybe the reduction of this may come to 500, and since we have already solved this, why not take the advantage? And don't worry, it won't cost us much time, because the complexity is one. Please do remember it, and dictionary will help you a lot if you remember it. It will help you a lot in clearing your exams and avoiding TLE. And as soon as we get this, we'll just add this in our C++, sorry, add this in our C, and we'll break our code. Okay, because we already know what will be the number of chocolate bars if this is the input. So why go through again the process of calculating it. Okay, now I'll calculate my Minwell and Maxwell. Okay, not Maxwell, not Glenn Maxwell, Maxwell, max underscore val. Okay, this will be equal to minimum of whatever TL or TW is, because that is mm, going to be one of the other major factor in calculating our answer in a short period of time. TL and TW, right? So if actually I don't even need this. Okay, so if Maxwell, max underscore val, modulus min underscore val, this value is equal to 0, then we'll increment RC with what? With Maxwell divide by min val, right? And we'll break after that. I already told you, if both of them are divisible, if the input is of form 90 and 30, then we know we can create only 3 bars that will be of shape, uh, that will be of shape 13 to 30, 13 to 30, 13 to 30, right? So that is exactly what we are doing here, sorry. And even if we have only we have a bar that is of a perfect square, that is of a shape of a square, like 13 to 30, 30 modulus 30 is equal to 0, right? So c plus will be equal to 30 divided by 30, that will give me 1, and we'll simply break it. So we have modified, we have encapsulated all the concepts in a single line. Now if that is not the case, if that is also not the case, then what we will do is the T of L will become min val, and that I told you before, and T of width, it will become Maxwell minus Millwell, right? I hope you remember when we had an input of 5 and 3, 5 and 3, then after removing the the square of shape 3 by 3, we had left 3 and 2. So what we did, this is length, this is width. So we simply place the value of width into length, and the new value of width will become length minus width. Okay, so the new width is will be Maxwell minus Millwell. Okay, this is quite of a tongue twister, Maxwell. Okay, most of our code is done. So sorry for this. Right. Now, if this is the condition, we have actually calculated a square. We actually removed a square. So we'll increment our chocolate count with 1, right? And after this, do we need to do anything? No, because after this we'll break. whatever be the condition is. Whenever we encounter any such condition like Maxwell modulus manual, we'll break. Okay, and after break we'll come here. Sorry. Now what we need to do is we need to insert the values in RC. Okay, now let me tell you that dictionary will for dictionary these values are different. 2 comma 3 and 3 comma 2 is different. So we, but for us it is same, right? For us, whether the bar is of shape 2 into 3 or 3 into 2, it will give us the same number of chocolates, right? So what we'll do is we'll actually insert C for both of those values, DLW or DWL. Okay, and after that I'll add all of these values in count plus that it will give me C, and I initialize C here, right? And this is, in Python you have to actually keep indentation in mind a lot. Okay, now this will be our answer. Now let's try to run our code. Okay, let's go. So our input was 5734. 5734. Luckily no errors, and the answer is 24, but it's zero point 0. So I'll have to typecast this into int. And actually I got a lot of questions in my comment section asking, we are getting a presentation error. You don't need to worry about it, it won't affect your score. And if you want to avoid presentation error, suppose if I'm doing printing in this sort and I'm getting a presentation, and then only thing you need to do is you need to end with this, because Python by default end it with a space, sorry, new line. If you want to avoid it, you can just like write this syntax. And suppose you are using C++, then just don't print endln or don't apply backslash n. If you are using what, Java, then don't print it with system.out.println and print it with system.out.print. Okay, presentation error only means that your output is a little bit different, but not much. Okay, now let's run our code again. 5 7 3 and 4 24, perfect. So this was our solution for dole out Cadbury. We checked out all the little bit small conditions and made a generic solution. And we'll be using dictionary to reduce our time by a lot. And never ever forget about the space-time complexity. It's a very important part in basically DA, data analysis algorithm. Okay, so this was a video of dole out Cadbury. Thank you for watching this.